Hey guys, welcome back. This is Storm, and welcome to episode 141 of my single player Tiveden world. So we're going to start off the episode by working over in this area. So this is the direction of our battle arena, which is in the jungle back there. I actually really like the way that the fog effect makes these tall jungle trees appear as you get closer. I think that's a really cool effect when you look down in this direction. And it adds a bit of mystery, I think. As you head in that direction, you can eventually see battle arena. I think it's a nice little area for it. But we do need to work on the entranceway. You can see that it is blocked off here, and that is something that I want to work on to start off things. And I have also put in a little contraption in here, so we can press this button on the statue. You hear a piston, but you're not sure exactly what happens. But what actually does happen is when you press that, a piece of prismarine here gets pulled away, allowing us to access underneath. And then we've got this large little cavern area here. It's like a cut-off ravine. And I'm not sure what I want to put in here. I'm sure there's some good suggestions from you guys, but it's kind of directly underneath the statue. And it's a nice little secluded little spot down here. Now, there is a spawner right down in here as well. And the ravine is kind of cut off right here, and then it resumes on this other side. And we can swim up to the top here and come up pretty close to where the statue is. So I'm sure there's a few things we can put down here, but let's face it, Hey, he's shooting at me. Yeah, it's not really a spot that will come and frequent. How's that guy hitting me? Surely arrows get dispersed or don't fly as well underneath water. Anyway, I'll leave you down there. So yes, the statue's right over here, and that's a nice little concealed area. We used to have an access point right here, which I've sealed off. So there's no real easy spot to see it unless you're on the deepest spots right over there. But anyway, thought I'd show you guys that little contraption. So I'm going to get started by working on this entranceway to the battle arena. Ah yes, TNT. The destruction weapon of choice. Let's clear out a little bit of an area with this entranceway here with TNT. Should make this process a little bit easier, and let's just see if we can do this without making the area too much damage. I do want it to look semi-natural. It's starting to look quite nice already. Now, actually, the entranceway to this arena is directly in line with a weapon being held by the statue. So we could make this go exactly straight all the way through if we wanted to, but I'm kind of like the idea of making this zigzag through the jungle area here. Just trying to like create a little bit of obstructions as you look through. So I think we'll just clear out a bit of an area with the TNT, and then we'll just assess what it could look like if we wanted to add in some variations and some obstructions. Sorry buddy, but now you're going to be stuck there. Better run. Oh geez, you got through. So we have a bit of a path now, you can see, going from the statue all the way through now. We've got this pyramid. Now this isn't exactly lined up with the center. The center's over here somewhere for the entrance. So what I'm thinking of doing is having this pathway come all the way through, then start to curve a little bit around to the left here, and then it will just gracefully bend a little bit to the right, then on its way to the main entrance. So I think that could be a nice look for this area. I probably will remove part of the mountain just here to make it a little bit more accessible to looking at the entranceway. So if we could have the path somehow come around, go along here, damn all these vines, and then probably have the path come through here. So I'll probably need to clear out a little bit of an area along this part of the mountain. So I think rather than fill this in and build a path heading on through, we'll actually extend the water and make a waterway. So we could sail a small ship through this area, and then we could build a little dock up next to the side here, so probably over there somewhere. And then perhaps that's one way you could access this arena. And then along the side, we could build a path. So over here, we could have this path join up to the main entrance. Then also have this follow the side of the water. Maybe we could tunnel out a small section on the side of the mountain, and parts of the path could be exposed, part of it could be buried into the mountain. I think that could be a nice look. And then we could extend the path all the way around to perhaps where we've got our trees in our tree farm kind of area, which is over there. And then we've got a few paths we could hook up and make it all connected. So that's what I'm currently thinking. We might need to make parts of this a little bit wider. It'd be cool to get some kind of small sailing ship to be able to fit through here. So definitely have to make it a bit wider, but I think the end result will be pretty cool if we can pull it off and build a little dock as well. So we could even build a small, like a battle warrior ship or something right over there. Hey, we've got another warrior coming to say hi. So we've got this waterway here coming together quite nicely. We've got gone for a broken bottom, mixing in dirt and sand. I think this will make it look a little bit more natural and blend in with the actual river that we have on this side. So on this other side here is, I mean, you can tell this is a Minecraft generation. I can't exactly replicate that. That will take far too long. But I think something like this is a nice compromise. Varying depths, and we should be able to get a boat through here somehow. Certainly the normal boats we can, but one that we can craft. We can certainly make it wide enough for it, I think. Give me that torch back. And I'm not looking forward to moving this pyramid, but I guess we'll have to. And also lower this section just here. It's only one block deep around here. It does drop off. There is an actual lake over this section where it comes down to a natural depth there. So we can probably, dig out a little bit more around here to make it look like it is deep enough to get a boat through. So we'll keep working on that, and I'll move this pyramid, and then we'll eventually flood this area. So this waterway now is pretty much complete. Let's take a look. Looks relatively natural in my opinion. I think it blends in quite well. And you can certainly ride just a regular boat all the way through. And if we are to build one of those larger boats, something like the size of the merchant ships that I've built around my main world here, that could probably fit through here as well. So that could be nice to build maybe a dock near this arena and then build a little ship next to it. I did talk about a warrior ship. No idea what a warrior ship could look like, but having something over here could be pretty cool. Next, I'm going to work on the path, so along the sides here. Let's just make sure there's no creepers. I've had a few creepers sneak up on me in between the vines here. It's a bit crazy. But you're having this kind of path block, just using the shovel on the grass along here, I think would be pretty cool. And then we can blend this into the surroundings along here, I think, and then have that kind of curve up, and then join up to the main path, or the main entranceway for the arena. So this is what we're going to work on next. Make sure this looks okay. I'll probably go with the same kind of combination that I've used. Where is my... Actually, I don't think I've got them in here. No, I don't. Okay, so I have to grab myself some extra supplies. I'm going to go with the same kind of path design that I've used around the main island, using glowstone with trapdoors on top to add some lighting into the different steps, and just using some oak planks as well. So very much this kind of colour scheme, staying with the path block, and then we'll bend this along the path, along the edge of the water here, and then we'll eventually connect this up to some other paths we have over by our tree farms. So we're making some decent progress now with the path, so hopefully this is going to, there we go, connect up with this other section I was just working on. This is where I'm going to change the height to bring it up, basically to be exposed to the sunlight or rain, whatever's on the go at the time. So this is going to come on through here, and then we can see that it's kind of into the side of the mountain range along the side of the water. And I've just mapped out where I'm going to have like shrubs, where I've just got a sea lantern here for lighting, and then you can see we're going to extend this all the way through. So this is the kind of look we'll go for. I think it will be okay. Curious to see what it looks like when I've got all the shrubs in place, but I think it will be a nice look. And yeah, something like this. So I'll just keep working on this. Need to figure out how we want to do this transition. It's pretty much, I'll leave it like this, I guess, and just work on the height change. Because if I want to ride a horse through here, which I'm thinking of doing, if I can get a horse through, I'll probably hit my head just there. So I might need to move this across a little bit. But besides that, I think the rest of this path should be horse friendly. Might be a bit bit of a challenge to speed on through here, because some of the corners are a little bit tight. But it should be interesting. So I'm going to keep working on this, and then hopefully when I come back, it's going to be all done. So it's just started raining, which is lovely. Had quite a few days of consecutive rain here, which is interesting. But this is our tree farm or tree chopping area over here. And there's this natural kind of cave area, and I thought what we could do is build some kind of path across here. And if we're going to extend out this river system to connect it out to the ocean and be able to put some kind of sailing ship through here, I won't be able to build a bridge straight across. So what I thought we could do is build a broken bridge right around here, and then walk on through this direction. So the actual path layout is all complete, and I've put down all the path blocks and I've put all the lighting in as well, so you can tell it's at night and there is no visible torches, so the only sources of light is where we've got these. Okay, I was going to say where we've got these hidden light sources. That lightning is making me freak out a little bit because we are in a jungle and I don't want the whole jungle to burn down. So let's just head in this direction. We do have a bed down here, so well, while we're getting there, you can see this is the pathway. This is what it looks like. And got the evil doctor here as well. I don't know, it looks like a lab coat. Okay, you can see this is the area to the entranceway that we've worked on. There's a few mobs in the battle arena, but not today. I want to go sleep. So let's see, is there any... Okay, I can't sleep just yet. Need to take out the... this is bad. Okay, I've got to get you out of the way. Then we can sleep, I think. Anyone else nearby? Okay, let's quickly sleep. Got an arrow right in me at the moment. Any creepers nearby? I think the coast is clear. Let's plug that up. Actually, while we're here, we might as well ride this horse. I did bring the horse over just to make sure we can ride on through. And let's take a look. It's actually not too bad. I thought this might be a bit difficult to ride, and this horse isn't exactly slow. It's not too bad. If you know where you're going, it's going to be a pretty fast means of traveling through here, I think. So we're just going to come up this direction, then it bends around a little bit, and then we've got this section. So because this will be a broken bridge, we won't be able to ride straight over, but if I widen this a little bit, I still think we'll be able to just come on down and, particularly with a horse, just cruise on past. I don't think it'll be too much of a deal. So yeah, I think that will be okay. So I'm pretty keen to see what it'll look like with a broken bridge, extending out this river system out to the ocean and making it wider as well. But that's all future stuff. Right now I'm working on the finer details, just adding in the shrubs and covering up this hidden lighting, and probably put in some dark oak fences as well to help shape the path. So continue working on that, and then when I come back, hopefully it's really done this time. So I've spent far too long working on this path, but I'm pretty happy with the end result, and hopefully you guys enjoy it as well. Let's take a look. So you can see all the detail I've added. I've probably gone overboard with all the flowers, but I couldn't help myself. I really like adding all the lushness of using all the flowers and the leaf blocks, and mixing coarse dirt, all those wonderful little tricks that I like to do with a path design like this. You've seen it all before. Probably I've used a bit more cobblestone walls for this path than I have in previous builds, but same kind of end result. So let's go for a ride. Let's cruise on through here and you can check it out. Got a nice little bench here if you want to take a break along the way. We can ride on through here. I might change a few of these flowers. I don't really like that color combination. But besides that, I'm pretty happy with the area. We can keep on riding through here. You see all the shrubs are in place. You do hit your head on a couple of spots, but hey, that's no big deal. I could raise the height if I wanted to. Oh, okay, so that's pretty funny. It won't make sense to you guys, but I put a sapling there, and obviously I forgot to put a string on top. So you've seen me do that before, where I'll put down a sapling, like for example, I've got some saplings along here, and usually you can just put a string on top and it will prevent it from growing, but sometimes I'll put a sapling down and forget to put the string on top. It's okay when you've got a natural block that's going to stop the view like stone. Where are you going, horse? But over here I only had, well, I guess it was exposed to the sky. So we had the tree actually grow here. So I'm going to have to chop this down and replace it. Okay, that's fine. We can ride out. This horse really wants to go back to the arena. Okay, let's keep on going. Ignore that happened. I'll just put something else on that block there. Hopefully we don't have any other trees that are growing around here. And we can keep on going through. I'm really happy the way this area here looks. I do like how you can see on both sides. You can see that statue guy over there. I am thinking of putting a couple of statues along this journey of the path as well, just hiding them into the jungle. Probably out in the background, so it's not immediately noticeable, so we'll probably do that as well. But let's continue along. Got the path going through here, and we're almost at the entrance, and here we go. So I created myself this broken bridge. Nothing too fancy. It's definitely worn down, and I've put some fallen blocks around the shoreline here, and I've made this a little bit wider. Really happy the way that it has turned out. It definitely looks like something that's been run down or neglected, and the remnants of a bridge is still, that's what's remaining. So not sure what's going on here, but I thought it looked good. So yes, this is what the area looks like. Hopefully you enjoy this path design. Where are you, horse? And I spent far too long on it, let's face it. To do something like this does take a lot of time in survival, and I'm really happy with the result, but it is a whole lot of time. So let's just cruise on this way. You can see the angles from this direction. I might make that a little bit taller so you don't always hit your head there, but besides that I think everything's okay. And then I really like how once you get to this point, when you can see through a couple of these vines, then you can see the entranceway to the arena. I really like that transition, and I think that it really opens up to this area. I think that's pretty cool. So let's put this horse away. I am probably going to work on the waterway as well a little bit. So I did mention that we were going to build or make some kind of obstruction along the way so you can't see all the way through. But as it turns out, the vines have done that for me, because when you're in a boat cruising through here, all these vines block your view of the arena, so you can't really tell what's down there. And I think that's a nice touch, because it creates a bit of mystery, unless you're following the path where it's more defined. But if you're in a boat cruising along here, you'll have no idea what's down here. So yeah, really happy how that turns out. And I still will build some kind of dock around here, I think, with maybe a ship parked next to it. So that's something I'll think about. Now if I am going to build a ship there, it probably makes sense that I increase the height around here as well, so we can get a sail through here. So that's something I'll think about. But I wanted to show you guys how this path looks, and I'm pretty happy with the result. So I figured we should complete the path to access this area. So we've got the path across this broken bridge, and then we're going to continue this up and connect this up to this little shack that we've created. This is where I've just got, I don't know, it's kind of like a little lumberjack's little shack. Obviously it's not enclosed, but it's a spot where you can store some stuff, and I've got all these chests that's got all the saplings and wood variants from chopping down all the trees around here, so I like this little area. So I'm going to extend this little broken path up here, and what I think we'll do, we'll just put a transition to step down here and follow the path down that way. That'll take us into the jungle, and then I do want to have a path that goes down this direction, and then this will come down and then basically terminate down here somewhere. So I'm thinking what we'll have is just a little loose entrance that will come in, or maybe we should do it over here. Either way, we'll have an entrance way that's I don't want it to be super obvious. I do want it to be something like, well, if you're exploring around this area, then you can, as you get closer, you can definitely notice there's a path. But I certainly don't want to have a path that's obvious through the desert here. I think it just adds to the journey and the adventure. That tree's a bit weird. Probably need to repair that a little bit. But you can see the path is now a little bit over this direction. So before I was thinking of going up here, but I think to get the slopes right, I had to give myself a little bit more distance to cover with the incline here. So this is what it looks like, and I'm just going to put down a couple of mushrooms as we go. I'm really happy the way this has turned out, keeping with the same themes. Don't want to go too overboard. Where do we want to put this mushroom? Maybe over here? There we go. And just gone with the coarse dirt and a few of the different shrubs around here. Lighting is not going to be as good, but I don't really need this area to be lit up. It's not an area that I typically visit at night time. And I'll put a few of these extra saplings around with a piece of string on top to prevent them from growing. And probably put a few more than I would normally, just because these are just purely decorative. And I really want this area to look like it is a forest that's always growing and maturing. So I think that's an extra nice look for this kind of area. I'll put another mushroom around here. No? Okay, fair enough. What about over here? There we go. And over here? There we go. So these will spread a little bit, and that will add to the finer touches. So I've made some more changes to the height for this entranceway. Hopefully we can get some kind of sailing ship through there. If not, no big deal. But I am thinking about where we can build another statue. Basically something like one of these guys. So I was thinking right over in here. I think this could be a nice spot, because this is kind of like where you start to see more of an open area along the path. And if you're going to look in this general direction, I think if you could see a bit of a statue behind these vines, I think that could be a nice look. So let's go check it out. Let's see if there's enough room back here for a statue. Hopefully there is. If not, we'll make some room. Okay, let's see if we can get up here. Alright, now where do we want it? Probably around here. Okay, let's get our supplies. Now, I do have some chisel. Okay, where do we want this guy? Let's make him right up next to blocks here, the leaf blocks. So if you don't know how to build one of these, let's see if I can remember how to build one of these. I'll go for polished andesite for the legs. And then we need to do the upper part of the body. And then this is where the head will be. So if this is where the head is, I need to put down where the arms will be, which will be here. Or the shoulders, rather. And then the arms attached to that, clearly. Okay, so let's go up a couple of blocks. This will be the head. Yeah, it's definitely armless. Okay, so what do we do here? Do we want him to hold something? So if I want him to hold something, I could do a couple of blocks. And then if I don't want the fact, do we have a slab? Oh, if I can get through. I do. Just wanted to make this arm a little bit shorter. If I could use a slab on this other arm, I would, but because we're going this direction, I don't think I can. Now, do I have any wood? Let's grab some of this stuff. So, dark oak fences. Did I pick it up? I did. Alright. Okay. Let's see what we can do here. We have this going down, connect that to the ground. Then we'll probably have one of these on top, which I can't reach. Whoops. I totally missed that. Okay, fair enough. Let's try that again. There we go. And what do we put on top of that? If we make a long spear, that could be pretty cool. I've got some iron bars. And let's try this out. Just grab some temporary blocks. Now, not sure how high I want to go with these iron bars. Maybe 3 blocks? Yeah, something like that. Give that a go. Take a look. Yeah, that's pretty good. And then what I like to do is mix in a few different block types, basically replacing some of these stone bricks. So we should have some different variants in here. Yeah, that's the kind of look I was going for. I wanted something that's not too obvious. Only if you were to look and really pay attention that you would see something back there. And there is no lighting back there, so you won't see it at night time, which I think is also... Why am I jumping? Okay, that's better. So yes, so not seeing that perfectly during the night time, I think that could be a pretty cool look as well. So I've started working on a dock area. This is where I wanted to have some kind of ship parked right here. And I'm just experimenting with different block combinations. So I've just got some spruce slabs here. Just wanted to see what would look like for this area. This is the dark oak wood for the pillars. And I'm just trying out using some jungle wood for just the actual deck itself. So if we were to have no slabs and instead just use a full wood block, a jungle wood block even, which is a block that's pretty rarely used, certainly in my world. Yeah, maybe we could pull it off. We'll just have to experiment with this look, I think. So what do we think? Going for something different again. So I'm mixing in spruce planks with the jungle wood. Certainly haven't used this color scheme before, but I think it works well for this area. And what I'm thinking... Whoops, definitely don't want that block. Get rid of that. This. So what I'm thinking of doing is having this dock just go straight across here, and then actually where do we want? Maybe we'll do it right. Actually no, I can't do that. Let's do it here. This is where we can have another light source. Just grab another one of these. Then I'm just surrounding it with trapdoors. I can always change these trapdoors for a different type in the future. So just something like this. And yeah, probably extending this into this direction, so easing this into the terrain rather than just being straight cut across here and then maybe putting grass here. I'm going to continue this out, so if I just mix in some different blocks, so something like this out here, and then we'll just put in some more jungle wood. So where is my trusty jungle wood? There we go. To make sure there's no creepers creeping on me. But I'm pretty... Ooh. I think that's too bright. Too much of a contrast. Probably will just stay with keeping the wood on the side here. So hopefully this is going to be okay. And damn, these vines. They're a bit excessive. It's particularly when you've been working in an area for a while. The vines just grow like crazy. That's okay. Do we want to put another light out here? Probably. Yeah, let's put a light right here, actually. Add a bit of light to this side, and we don't have to go going all the way to the water edge. We could certainly just have it inland a little bit, so something like this, and then just continuing this out in this direction. So I'm going to experiment with this a little bit more, and then think about what we are going to build around here. Probably need to mix in a few different spruce wood blocks here. Where is it? There we go. Yeah, definitely need a few more. Something like this. So really this is just random stuff, but easy things. You get the picture. So I'm going to continue working on this, and then when I come back, hopefully we can have an arena that's a little bit more complete. But I'm going to end the episode... Oh, is that what it is? I was wondering... Uh-oh, this is bad. Or is it? Maybe I should trap this guy. Okay. Nah. Do I want to trap him or not? That will be a cliffhanger. Will I trap this guy or not? Anyway, I'm going to leave the episode here. If you haven't noticed throughout this episode, I've been struggling. I've been getting sick. I've tried to get through the whole episode. I'm going to try and piece something together. But hopefully when I come back, I'm a lot better. And hopefully this episode isn't too much of a mumbo-jumbo kind of experience. Anyway, enough rambling. Thanks for watching. Stay awesome, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.